When I found out Lisa's co-workers were cautious and unsure of what to believe, Benjamin found himself isolated. He struggled to maintain his professional relationships. At home, things were even worse. Lisa's promises to change had been empty. She continued her entitled behavior, expecting Benjamin to cater to her every whim. She refused to look for a job and spent her days lounging around the house or out with friends. The strain of living with Lisa was taking its toll on Benjamin, and he began to see the impact of his choice. I knew all of this because one evening Benjamin reached out to me. He asked if we could meet for coffee, saying he needed to talk. I agreed. We met at a small cafe. Benjamin's eyes looked tired. He began his apologies and said that he could see now what I was trying to tell him. He admitted that he should have listened. At this point, our divorce was final, and I knew that Lisa still had a hold on Benjamin. I said that it was too late for us, and that when I needed him to stand by me, he didn't. He said he needed help, and that he was actively trying to change things with Lisa. He said he was tired of enabling her. As we talked, I realized that even though I still cared for Benjamin, our relationship had been irreparably damaged. I had to focus on my own healing and building a life that I could enjoy without the constant drama and pain. The weeks turned into months, and I continued to rebuild my life. I made new friends and people who brought positivity and joy into my life. A few years later, I heard a knock on my front door. I looked through the peephole to see Lisa. She looked different, more disheveled than I had ever seen her. When I opened the door, she hesitated, but then told me she needed my help and that she was in trouble. At first, I was taken aback. After everything she had done, I wasn't sure I wanted to help her, but there was a part of me that remembered the young girl who had been caught in the middle of her parents' divorce and who had never been taught to take responsibility for her actions. She explained that she had gotten involved with the wrong crowd and was in debt. Benjamin had refused to bail her out this time. He insisted that she needed to learn from her mistakes. She was scared and didn't know where to turn. Despite everything, I decided to help her, but on my terms. I told her that I would help her, but she had to make some changes. Her days of empty promises were over. She would first have to find a job, start contributing to herself, and stop relying on others to fix her problems. She nodded and said she'd do anything. I helped her pay off her debt and connected her with a job opportunity through one of my friends. It wasn't easy, but over time, Lisa started to change. She found a job, began paying rent, and even started taking classes to finish her degree. Meanwhile, Benjamin and I maintained a cordial relationship, but we both knew that our time together had passed. He focused on repairing his relationship with Lisa, and I continued to build my new life. Looking back, I realized that the journey had been painful, but it had also been necessary. I had learned to stand up for myself, prioritize my well-being, and let go of relationships that no longer served me. However, the emotional scars are still there. I'm stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace whatever the future holds.